Hello everyone and welcome to another Robcast Revenge of the Nerd podcast. Hey everyone, it's Rob Sachetto, and man, it has been a long time since we did this last. And I remember my last words, man, I'm going to be doing way more podcasts and way more videos from here on in, and that was a while ago. So my apologies for that. Life got in the way. I know that sounds like a lame excuse, but man, things were coming at me back to back, and then they were like overlapping, man. So I was like doing double duty all over the place. Yes, I said duty. I am Rob Sachetto, the guru of gore. More zombies drawn than anyone else on planet Earth. Inventor of zombie portraits and keeper-upper of Zombie Daily, which I started back in 2009, posting a new zombie drawing and or painting online, posting a zombie drawing or painting online every single day. So that's a big pile of zombies, man. Coming out with the Zombie Handbook new edition soon. Really looking forward to that. But let's get to the meat of the video. Today we're doing a review of Collectorcon in sunny Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario, put on by Mike and Beth Turcotte and family, owners of Vintage Games and Junk in Sault Ste. Marie. So yes, Collectorcon. This will have been the third con I've had a presence in this year. I was unable to do reviews for the first two, unfortunately, again, due to the aforementioned things getting in the way, life getting in the way of things, of doing videos. But nonetheless, I'm going to probably reference those cons in this review slightly, sort of give you a greater picture of the convention sort of atmosphere this year. And a lot of the cons that I've gone to or have had a presence in kind of went the same way. And I mean, very good to start, then peter off very quickly. And that has nothing to do with the organization. That is kind of an observation I've had, given these last couple months doing these cons. The electricity in the air does not seem to be as electric as it has in prior years, and I'm not sure what that is a result of. People always come up to me and tell me that, it's the economy, it's the this, it's the that. And you know what? Those excuses I've heard, ever since day one. People blame the weather, people blame a long weekend, people blame this, that, the other thing. And you know what? I always chalk it up to, just the way people are, just the way things go. You know what? That economy thing, people buy whatever they want. They buy whatever they want anyway. I know, people who go on expensive trips and all kinds of things like that. So you know what? I don't think it's the economy. People are going to buy what they want, and especially when it's available to them. So it's not that. I don't think it is that. I really don't know. I really don't know what it is. Maybe it's just a sort of. And again, I don't think it's a sign of the times either. I really don't, because again, collecting and buying collectibles and things of that nature are always a thing. They're always a thing. And again, those statements don't really reflect on how I do personally at cons, especially the cons I've been to this year. I've done well. I've done very well. The Collectorcon in particular was really good for me. Sales were incredibly brisk. The fans were fanatic, and I really enjoyed my time there. Again, though, at a certain point in the con, usually at about 4 o'clock, sometimes earlier, it just drops off. Like, there's absolutely no new people coming in, and it's Deadsville. And to that, I always bring work with me, and this, this recent con, was no different. I brought work with me, got a little bit of work done. The con I did in Timmins was kind of. And I can't remember what the name of that con is. I think it's Timmins Con or something. I can't remember the exact name, but I'm not doing that review. I'm doing this review. So, but same thing. The other convention that I had a person man my booth for me because I was double booked that weekend, said the same thing. Not bad sales to begin with, then boom, a huge drop off, and Who knows? Who knows what it is? If you guys have ideas, please let me know in the comment section below. I'd like to hear your thoughts. I'd like to hear your thoughts about the review too, and things of that nature. What you'd like to see on the channel, and things like that too. But for right now, Timmins Con, Collectorcon was great. Was at the Quattro Hotel, a great venue, really sort of easy to find in the Sioux and things like that. So anyone coming into town, I don't know how many people come into town for the Sioux one, but it was just a couple days ago. So it already feels like it was like 2 weeks ago, but yeah, that's how time goes nowadays. But no, absolutely wonderful. Fans were great. The Sioux is always great for cons. Michael and Beth Turcotte put on a fantastic, they do a fantastic job in organization. I think in advertising. I think in just general, getting people to know that it's happening. That is the biggest thing. Like I've said before in previous reviews, any dum-dum can rent a hall and charge people, money for tables to vend that, but it's their responsibility to get people in the doors, to buy, and that's the big thing. That's the big deal. Always talk up your vendors and your guests. I'm getting a lot of, and especially at this con too, a lot of people approach me and say, and this is unsolicited, this isn't like a Trump thing where I'm like, oh yeah, people come up to me crying and say how awesome I am. It's none of that. It's people come up to me and, when we're interacting, the unsolicited things they say to me are, I came to this con specifically for you, which I can't tell you what that means to an artist. Like that just blows my mind, and I never tire of it. It never gets old. I'm always humbled by it, and I'm always honored by things like that. It's incredible. And things like, I found out about this con because of your posts. When people follow me and things like that. I get a lot of stuff like that. Which is absolutely incredible, and I apologize for the people that I constantly see over and over again at the cons and I may not recognize right away, because of the very nature of what that is. There's so many people that frequent my booth or my table or whatever. It's often sometimes difficult to remember even faces, man. Like I might have a legitimate learning disability when it comes to that. So for that, I apologize. And for any other vendors that I've interacted in the past with and I've not acknowledged, for whatever reason, it is not because I'm trying to ignore you, or it's not because I'm a dick or anything like that. Quite the opposite. I just, when I'm at a con, or when I'm setting up, or when I'm taking down, or when I'm engaging in the fans and people, I often have blinders on and I'm very focused. So, the and that happens. That happens, you know. And I absolutely, you know, I give people a pass if I'm on the receiving end of that kind of behavior too, because I know what the kind of atmosphere is like, and I'm kind of dumb when it comes to that kind of stuff. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like I'm really focused on what I do and everything. So, you know, when I'm out in public in the wild, I might not behave perfectly. But okay, getting back to the con, I'm sorry. Michael and Beth, I'm gonna say one thing. I had to walk all the way at the other end of the hall to put my garbage away. Put garbages all over the place, man. That's a big thing. That's the only. To be honest, I would say that is the only criticism I would have for this con, as minor as it is, but with Collectorcon, and they do have another convention coming up, I believe. I can't remember the name of it. Michael will probably respond to this lapse in remembering in the comments, but you know. I'm always excited to go to the Sioux to attend whatever convention Mike and Beth put on. You know, it's almost like Brad and Mike doing they're doing Nostalgicon here in Sudbury, which was formerly Northern Game Expo. Which again, those dudes always, you know, pack the place, man. They know how to do a con. Any con organizers, man, take some cues from these guys. Take some cues from Mike and Beth and Mike Shanks and Brad to you know, figure out how to do cons, man, because you know those people have mastered it at this point. So I'm always looking forward to their events. I always get a fantastic fan response, and I'm just absolutely you know, overjoyed with the way that they organize and market the conventions. Everyone should do it that way, and I believe it's a very good way to you know, go about getting people in the door. So having said that, Collectorcon was great, and had a fantastic time. Also, it was one day. Guys, anyone doing, I'm going to say this before I go, anyone doing 2-day cons, I'm going to tell you this. People from out of town, vendors from out of town hate those. You got to live in the town, you got to live in that city for 2 days, and I've observed this so many times where there's nothing going on the next day. There's no new guests. There's no new anything. It's just the same thing. Nobody goes to it the next day. Nobody. Everybody goes to it the first day. Keep it short. Keep it one day. I don't care if you've you've had to book the arena or the venue for 2 days. If you got nothing going on, don't do another day. That pisses everybody off. That cuts into my bottom line. That cuts into everybody's bottom line. When I say me, I'm talking about anyone from out of town who's got to, you know, get a hotel or, you know, eat there or whatever. You know, yeah, okay, it's good for the town, but listen, man, this isn't about that. This is about vendors and artists and other, you know, craft people going to your venue and having to live in that city for 2 days. Okay, so if you have nothing going on the next day, do not have a con happen the next day. That is not good for so many reasons. And I just don't have enough time to explain all that right now. But you guys should know better. This is not the way to do it. You have it for 1 day. If you got nothing going on, if you got no one booked the next day or no special draw coming in the next day, do not have a second day for your convention. Okay? That ain't cool, man. So, you know, take that example from other people who have successful cons. You're just prolonging the agony, man. No new people come in, show up for the next day. I've seen that a trillion times. I've been to a million cons, and it's the same story, man. It's the same story. And you know what? Go ahead, argue with me. I stand behind every single comment I make. There is nothing that I'm going to say that isn't a observe and report, and nothing else. It's not my editorial. It's not my feelings. It's not my anything. It is what I see, what I experience implicitly, and what I hear from other people on the floor. Because we all talk, vendors and artists and everybody, we all talk about what's going on. Of course we are. You know what I mean? The vendors and other artists and other people that are at the con, that's like talking about the weather. Well, that's the icebreaker, obviously, because we're all in it together, right? So take my advice, and if you don't, take the advice of hundreds of other people, because you're only prolonging the agony if you don't got anything else going on the next day. All right, so Collectorcon, great success. Mike, Beth, family, thank you very much. I can't wait to visit your city again. I love the Sioux. I love all the places I go to. I really do. I really look forward to going to the Sioux because I always know that it's going to be a great successful venture. Don't like the drive, but don't mind it because the success is there. There is an actual rainbow that ends there, and I love that. So guys, thank you again. Thank you so much for watching. I am going to do my best to create more content for this channel. Please forgive my absence. I will be back as soon as I can. All right, I love you guys. Best wishes until next time. All right, Rob signing off for now. Bye-bye.